You know how growing up, people realize they either take after their mom or their dad? Well, that's not me. The person I identified with the most growing up was my saved, sanctified grandmother. Most people thought she was me. Heck, I even did when I was a child. But growing up, I realized she was just a woman who was confident in who she was and didn't take no stuff. Maybe she had a bit of a sharp tongue, but honestly, it was probably all stuff that them people needed to hear, and they just didn't like being confronted with their truth. And I have received the same judgments. I'm blunt, I'm mean, blah, blah, blah. What they don't call me is fake. I'm gonna tell you the truth. So very early on, I had a pretty strong sense of identity. I never struggled with self-worth or knowing who I was. I knew that I was only me and I couldn't be nobody else. I've never been the type of person to go everywhere with any and everybody doing any and everything. Honestly, a lot of places just make me uncomfortable. And so I simply will not go because I don't want to I simply will not go because I just don't want to subject myself to being in environments where I can't be at ease. So at times growing up, when I found myself faced with the choice of doing something that didn't really align with me, but was maybe the cool thing to do, I would often find myself hearing some wise words from my grandmother, and I just couldn't do it. And that foundation has shaped who I am and how I move to this day. I don't necessarily have to hear my grandmother's voice to know not to do something. I trust my own inner guidance and know that that's not for me. But I don't always listen the first time. I recently had two different relational circumstances come to a head at the same time, and they just sent me in a whirlwind, if that's the right way to put it. They triggered a storm in my soul. I have a close family member who has decided not to speak to me for going on a month now. Also, I got on a dating app, made some matches, but there was one guy. I was like, he's the one. It's him. So I focused all my energy and attention on him. And what did he do? Prove that that was in vain. So after a slight moment of getting my emotions in a tizzy about these two situations, I realized I gotta choose me.
I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucian.
God already chose me. Why wouldn't I choose myself? Side note, I've been watching the God Chose Me series that Charles Metcalf did over the summer at Transformation Church, and my guy is in his bag. Anyway, before deciding to dive back into the dating streets, I took a little break to be single after a relationship that ended, that I chose to walk away from, because I realized that that person wasn't choosing me and I had to choose me. And it really brought out an anxious attachment style, which is not usually me. I'm usually more of a securely attached, maybe a little bit of an avoidant attached type person. But that relationship turned me into the other end of the spectrum. After communicating my feelings multiple times, and he would change for a week and then go back to not caring, again, I had to realize to choose me. So then, when I found myself really into this new guy and giving him grace after grace after grace,
He won't
chance after chance after chance, tell him no, I realized that I ain't learned my lesson. I thought I learned my lesson, but I didn't. Jonathan McReynolds has a song called Cycles, and in the second verse, I think he says, the devil, he learns from your mistakes, even if you don't. That's how he keeps you in cycles. And that just proves that the enemy is enemy. Who needs a devil when you just gonna keep fighting your own choices over and over and over again? You're your own adversary. But now I've learned my lesson. If the test comes back, I won't fail it. I won't fail it this time. Or I won't maybe like barely pass. I'm gonna pass immediately with flying colors. pass the test, break the cycle, choose yourself. Because when you truly choose yourself, then you can identify the people who choose you. And there won't be no questions or confusion about it. And that's it. You know, I just needed to make a video about my feelings lately, what I've been processing for the last like 2-ish weeks, a little bit less than that. So this really ain't for nobody else than me. And I receive it. I hear you, Sister Caitlin. Choose yourself. Amen. That's it for now. I'll see you in the next video.